going on, everyone? My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94. Thank you so much for tuning in. On today's show, I'm going to review the entire year of 2024. We're going to talk about every single movie and series that I watched this previous year. For full clarity, I thought this would be a fun idea to do to, sort of review the entire year. Now, also in this video, there will be no spoilers. So this is going to be short and sweet. We're just going to talk about shit that I liked and shit that I didn't. I'm going to tell you if I recommend you watch it. If I have a dedicated review, which some of these are definitely already covered, please check that one out if you want more in-depth details. Let's get started, shall we? The first thing we're going to talk about today, TV/streaming series. And we're going to go in alphabetical order here. So let's start. The first thing we're going to talk about. Oh, we're really starting this on a bad foot here. Agatha All Along. Yeah, I'm going to skip by this one really fast. I watched all the episodes. I really couldn't tell you shit about it because I found it really boring and just not engaging, okay? Yeah. And believe it or not, has nothing to do with the woke shit, okay? I myself live in an apartment with my boyfriend, so it has nothing to do with all the just LGBTQ plus, nothing to do with that. This show sucked, which honestly kind of sucks because Catherine Hahn is fucking awesome. Would I recommend it? Hell no, skip it. I'm gonna go with waste of damn time. Next up, we're also gonna keep it Marvel here. Echo! Now, Echo came out in January, if I'm not mistaken. It kind of came and went. Now, at the time, I had recorded a review dedicated to the series, but very quickly, I found it forgettable. So I kind of just made a short clip out of it. Maybe 2 clips, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, this is a rough year for Marvel, okay? Echo was much better than Agatha All Along, just to be clear. I found it more enjoyable, more engaging. I just don't really think it's super memorable outside of like 3 elements. Echo herself, Kingpin, and Daredevil. And 2 of those already have, previous adventures. I love the fact that early on she's a brawler. Of course, by the end they sort of just deviate completely. But would I recommend Echo? Very lightly. Okay, you can maybe watch it once. It's not a waste of damn time. You know what? Fuck it. Stream it once and then move on with your life. The third series we're going to talk about today, Fallout. Now this came out in I think like spring or so, somewhere around there. This is really fun, okay? Ella Purnell is awesome in this. She's so just chipper and just ready to go, eager. It's really engaging, I gotta be honest. It's faithful to the games that are based on. So many cool things to look on the side. There's so many Easter eggs here and there. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with a recommendation of Fallout. I need to rewatch it to see exactly where I stand. It's either a really high stream it or a low add it to the collection. Either way, it's a positive recommendation. Coming up next, we have the 24 series Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was super excited for this one, okay? I'm a huge Donald Glover fan and Childish Gambino. I'm really pissed he did not release his Bando Stone film, which in the trailer says 2024. I could have used an update, Sir Glover. But that aside, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this was also kind of fun. I gotta be honest with you. I found it to be very mid, especially for a season 1 where it's like, hey, you gotta really start swinging for the fences out the gate. It's a solid foundation here. I love the relationship between our 2 characters, but I don't know. I found it kind of lacking, so I'm gonna go with streaming. Woo! Up next, let's get a little down and dirty, okay? Penguin! For those of you who do not know, maybe you're listening and not watching, I have the Batman 4K right here. It's on display at all times now. With that being said, the Batman is clearly one of my favorites, so the Penguin had a lot to live up to. Also, as of this recording, the Batman 2, whatever it's going to be titled, has been delayed for another like 2 years, so it's kind of upsetting, but this is really good. I gotta be honest with you, when I watched episode 1 and 2, I was just thinking, okay, generic mafioso crime thriller. No, 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 no. I actually came in wanting a grounded, gritty caper just about some dude trying to make it in the streets. Gotta say, that's what I wanted when I came in, but by the time this thing wraps up, it gets pretty comic booky. Not gonna get into spoilers here, but there's a major character who just flips this show on its head, and hey, it's great for it. With all that being said, I found it really enjoyable. I'm gonna give it a rating of add it to the collection. It was good, really good. And it definitely picked up. I'm excited to see where we go. Now, for the next few series that we're going to talk about, they're all sequel series, whether it be like a season 2 or a spiritual successor. Up first, we're going to talk about Shrinking season 2. Now, I've not mentioned this series at all on this channel. Very underrated show. I don't really hear people talking about it, but for the times that we're in, where mental health is just really all the craze, this is a great series that I'd recommend you watch. It's really good for deconstructing a bunch of human behaviors, much of which I often don't even think about until it's too late. Shrinking season 2. I think I liked it more than season 1, and I thought season 1 was really solid. So, yeah, season 2, add it to the collection. And while we're at it, on the same streaming service as Shrinking, we have Silo season 2. Another show I did not talk about at all. Season 1 I thought was really good. I need to revisit it after watching season 2 because I have some complaints here. Gotta be real, y'all. Season 2 is good, just to be clear. It's not horrible. I just kind of feel like we're spinning the wheels and we're not really advancing the plot. In my opinion, it's not going fast enough. Like, I'm well over the halfway point. I gotta be on like episode 7 at this point, somewhere around there. And while it's very different from season 1, it's building to an event. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's an A plot line and a B plot line. I feel like both are just sort of just building up to it, and it's like, I'm sure it's gonna pay off once it's over. But as of this recording, I'm gonna say stream it. This is probably not something I would buy and add it to my collection, at least as of now. Maybe it picks up, but yeah, it's still a recommendation. It's decent. Up next, we have my most anticipated series of the entire year. I waited till December 26th to buy Netflix. Yes, I haven't had Netflix in I don't know how long, but when I heard Squid Game's coming out day after Christmas, bet your ass I was on it. So yeah, straight up Squid Game 2, not gonna waste your time. Never talked about Squid Game 1, but Squid Game 1 is one of my favorite fucking series that all time. I gotta say, I love season 1. It's so fucked up. It's also really fun and tongue-in-cheek. Season 2 feels completely different, at least especially for like the first 2 episodes. Now, I'm not spoiling anything here, but it takes a minute before we get to the actual Squid Games, and I thought it was all the better for it. You'd think I want more of the blood and gore from like the raw, like twisted childhood games, but no, I gotta say, those first 2 episodes, really good. So I remember hearing a bunch of complaints about that. It's like, where's the Squid Game? Like, calm down, we'll get there. It's short, and it kind of feels incomplete by the end. I'm not going to say anything more about that, but I'm very excited for season 3. So season 2 might be better once season 3 is over, and you can kind of look back with hindsight, like, oh, this is just setup. You know, it's the middle chapter. Of course, it's dark. I've seen the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, okay? Yeah. We got to build up. Long story short, add it to the collection. It's not as good as season 1. Oh man, so this next one I'm not super excited to talk about, so we'll keep it short and sweet as usual here. The Bear season 3, otherwise known as the Sellout season. Okay, as someone who's watched season 1 and 2 twice now, I've seen them twice over in preparation for season 3. Season 3 is business as usual. It feels like a lot of the people in this show were busy doing other shit like movies, which of course they were, because some of these people are now movie stars. Ayo Adibri and Jeremy Allen White, yeah, they're fucking everywhere now. So it kind of felt like, you know, the B team was here to pick up while the A team was off somewhere else. Why do I call it the sellout season? They're clearly sponsored by Coca-Cola and Stella Artois, which is a beer. The ad breaks would be tailored to a goddamn Stella Artois commercial centered around the bear. Also, there's times in the show where someone just pours out an ice cold Coca-Cola, takes a sip, and just blatantly just holds on it. It's very disappointing because season 1 or season 2 are possibly New Religion levels. As of right now, I'm going with a rating of really high waste of damn time, because I don't really feel like much was accomplished. There is some great moments though, I will say. It's just overall the episodes, in my opinion, they're just not quite there. Alright people, we're on the last 3 series here that we're going to talk about before we transition into movie. Let's see here. Next, we're going to talk about The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, aka The Rashomon Show. Rick Grimes disappeared for 5 years, and this is not what we were promised at all. First of all, we were promised a trilogy of movies. I'd have been fine with just one good movie, to be honest with you. Personally, I don't think that this actually benefit from being a series, which is weird to say because it's a sister spinoff from the main series. I don't understand. I will definitely come back to it at some point, give it a fair rewatch, but as of right now, kind of feels like a waste of damn time, but a good one. And now for the second to last series we're going to talk about, people. X-Men 97. There's literally no way I could talk about this year without talking about X-Men 97. As a huge X-Men fan for pretty much all my entire life, I was really looking forward to this one, and it did not disappoint. I'm going to tell you straight up, I give this series a really low rating of New Religion. Okay, yeah, I thought it was damn good, and I'm really excited to see where we go. It's a shame that Spider-Man series isn't looking too good off the bat, but whatever, we'll get there when we get there. And now for the grand finale, we're gonna talk about my favorite series of the year 2024. I saved this for last. If you notice, I kept this list pretty much alphabetical order, but at this point, people, we're gonna break the continuity. Let's talk about it. The Boys Season 4. Season 4 is incredible. I can't help the fact that it came out during an election year, which is, really delicate time, at least in America. This thing it came out at the best possible time. Amidst so many controversies during that election period, man, so glad it's over with. I did a video on season 4. It's the only one of my movie reviews that got 2,000 views, so I was really proud of that, considering I didn't really put a lot of effort into the recording or editing process, so it's a nice surprise when your video just sort of takes off, If you're wondering what I'm playing currently, this is my most recent upload. As of this recording, it's got 9 views. So yeah, it's a big fucking bomb, and it's kind of fitting that we're talking about my biggest video of the year. So yeah, where to begin? Watch it. That's it. Get Amazon Prime and fucking watch it. That's it. New Religion. I really just have one complaint about the season, and it's related to Soulja Boy. That's it. I'm not going to get into it here, but check out that video if you want to know more. Now, with that being said, people, we've talked about all the streaming series, all the TV. Let's get into movies, the real thing I love to talk about. Which is ironic because I'm filming this on my gaming set. Cut to a wide shot. Yes, people, we review movies and games here, except for I've been slacking on the games, so I decided to, let's just move over to the other side of the room. It'll feel fresh for the new year. Tune in to part 2. Deuces. Hey, it's me again, the guy from the thing you just watched. Or fell asleep on, and you know who you are. Either way, I just need to say thank you so much. You deserve a reward. So, there you go. And while we're here, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and most definitely check out another video. Perhaps this one right here, or maybe that one over there. The choice is entirely up to you. And that is the Ahead of the Curve promise.